Imagine a future where your data infrastructure scales seamlessly to meet the demands of Black Friday, ensuring that your business runs smoothly and your data is delivered exactly when and where it's needed. Today, I'm going to guide you through a blueprint to take your data soaring into the cloud, empowering your business to make faster, more reliable decisions as you scale and grow. I'll be walking through a 5-step prep plan to get your migration off to a strong start. The things I'll be going over: take inventory, know exactly what you're working with. What's going to have to go? Time to decommission some outdated systems. Bring in your business partners and champions to fill in the gaps. Evaluate the cloud resources that you'll need and create a monthly cost estimate. And finally, create your subscription and start your migration. Are you ready to jump into it? Let's take a look at step 1, inventory. Alright, first things first. Understand where you are so you can plan where you're going. Start by taking a detailed inventory of your existing data infrastructure. This includes your database servers. You need to document all of your current database servers and their configurations. Your data sources. Identify details like API connection information, your databases, your systems, and flat files that you're connecting to create the data and the reporting resources that you're going to be migrating. In addition, don't forget about possible SharePoint lists and even some web scraping sources that you may be doing. Basically, anything that you're going to be pulling from. Next, don't neglect to make sure that you're looking at your ETL processes or ELT processes, whichever one that you're following. So be sure that you're taking stock of your data integrations and how you're moving that data. Do you have SSIS pipelines, packages, Python scripts, or custom scripts that may be doing some heavy lifting? Be thorough here. Make sure that you've documented every process because every process matters. Reporting. Catalog reporting tools such as SSRS, any crystal reports that might be sitting out there, and don't neglect, again, Excel-based reporting that your business may be performing manually on their own. Also, consider whether the cloud opens up some new opportunities for data collection, like maybe some IoT data or other real-time sources that you weren't able to leverage before. Finally, while taking inventory, start thinking about the team that you're going to build to identify and document key players. So the people that maintain these systems currently and the people that rely on the data that comes out of your data warehouse. They're going to be helping you uncover some blind spots that you may have and ensure that you have a complete picture. With a clear inventory in hand, you're ready to move on to step 2. Next, we'll figure out what needs to be eliminated. All right, next, we're going to take stock of what you can remove from your business. This step has 2 key goals. Firstly, to identify and document everything that needs to be decommissioned. This includes your physical equipment like servers and storage devices, as well as any virtual machines and software that may have been set up over the years. You're probably not going to need these anymore once you complete your migration. So, don't forget to map any dependencies that you may have to ensure that you're not decommissioning something that's still critical to your business operation. Second, and this one's a little bit less obvious, you're going to start looking at where you're going to see your savings. You're not going to have to maintain this equipment anymore. So think about the upkeep of the physical equipment, any software licensing that you're paying for now, your virtual machines, and even potential real estate that you may be able to downsize, lease out, or completely sell off. Are there server rooms or office spaces that you just won't need anymore? While you're at it, be sure to plan for security. Securely wiping sensitive data from the decommissioned software and hardware is going to be super important to make sure that you're following any regulations and security policies within your business. Consider whether any equipment can be repurposed. If hardware is being discarded, make sure that you're exploring environmentally responsible disposal methods as well. Document not only what's being removed, but also the current costs associated with those items. And be sure to include details like physical space that you're freeing up or contracts that you can terminate. This information will help you to calculate the financial benefits of your migration, giving you a clearer picture on the return on investment. By planning this step carefully, you'll not only streamline your migration, but also set yourself up to realize the cost-saving advantages of moving to the clouds. Next, we're going to be focusing on closing gaps and building that team that we talked about, as well as bringing in some business partners and champions. Before we can confidently move forward with identifying the cloud resources that you'll need, it's super important to validate your plan with others in your organization. Up until now, you may have been working solo, but now's the time to loop in some business partners as well as potential champions that you may be able to recruit along the way. Be sure that you include any group that's going to be directly impacted by this migration. In addition to getting input from key teams like IT, finance, and operations, you'll want to identify the champions. Champions, for those of you that missed previous videos, are those early adapters who really thrive on change and can help to generate excitement for the move to a cloud-first organization. They also play a key role in reducing resistance and smoothing over friction as you progress through the process. This may also be the perfect time to engage an outside consultant. If you haven't already, a consultant with experience in cloud migrations can help to identify gaps in your plan, validate your approach, and guide you through best practices as you move forward. Their experience can be invaluable in avoiding costly mistakes and ensuring a smooth transition. Together, this group, your internal team, and any external consultants will be the foundation for your migration success. Listen to their feedback. These are the people that are in the trenches, and they'll be able to help to uncover any potential shortfalls or unexpected challenges that may be unforeseen to you. Document their input and any action items that they may raise. This will help you to address gaps and make informed adjustments to your plan as you move forward. With your team aligned, you're ready to take the next step, identifying the cloud resources that you're going to need, and start estimating costs. All right, it's time to move into the future. This step is all about researching and identifying the cloud resources that your migration is going to need. Here are some key topics to focus on. Security, thinking about key vaults. Key vaults are resources that securely store and access sensitive information, such as connection strings, usernames, and passwords. Private endpoints. These are resources that some systems will possibly remain on premises or outside of your Azure environment, and it will enable the resources within your Azure environment to securely access them without having to do it publicly. Compute and processing. Your ETL and ELT tools, considering your tools like Azure Data Factory, are you going to use Synapse, potentially spin up a Fabric resource, or even Databricks for your data transformation and your workflows? Do you need any virtual machines? Determine if you need any virtual machines or scalable VMs for specific workloads. Are you going to need to create any custom Azure functions, So plan for any custom functions that may be needed to support your unique integrations or tasks. The next group of things to look at are your storage and data solutions. Things like ADLS, which is Azure Data Lake Storage, or blob storage. These will help to scale your storage for your files, your backups, and your data lakes. Next thing, along the same lines, are your databases and data warehouse options. Decide between Azure SQL Server, Delta Lake, Synapse serverless SQL pools, or are you going to go with a third-party option like Snowflake? Other resources that you might consider are tools like service buses for messaging, IoT resources, or any other solution specific to your business needs. This list isn't exhaustive. There are so many resources that you could use and enable within Azure. Be sure, as you're migrating, that you've identified all that you can. Again, an outside consultant can help you with this process as you're talking through all the different functions and resources you currently use to perform your business's reporting and analysis. As well as be sure that you're prioritizing the tools that, again, directly align with your migration efforts and start documenting them in detail. Once you have identified all those resources, be sure that you're taking the opportunity to document the standards for your new environment. If you missed our video on creating standards and data governance, now's the perfect time to go back and check it out. The link is down in the description. This is also a great chance to reimagine your architecture. Are there outdated processes or models that may need some refactoring? Consider adopting the medallion architecture. Again, I have a previous video, links in the description, but it's a great option as you're moving to the cloud. In addition, consider optimizing your relational modeling to improve your efficiency and scalability, as well as keep some costs under control. Which leads us into the next piece. Estimate costs using some Azure tools. There is a Azure cost estimator out there. Again, links in the description. I've tried to include all the important links down there. But once you've identified all the resources that you need, go over to the Azure's cost estimation tool, and this tool is going to help you to estimate your monthly costs, as well as any potential upfront costs that you may have. While you're doing this, that tool enables you to run multiple configurations and look at what those costs are going to be, and you could see them all stacked side by side. That way you could identify which one's going to be the best fit for your organization and your budget. There are some predefined templates for some popular setups. Take a look at those. To get an accurate estimate, you're going to need the details, like amount of data that you're going to store and the processing power required for those resources. This step is going to help you to understand the financial impact of your migration and plan accordingly. This is a good time to re-engage that team. So before committing to your final plan, be sure to re-engage your champions and your business partners from step 3, including any outside consultants. Their insights will help to validate your choices, identify any last-minute gaps, and ensure your strategy aligns with what the business needs are. Once you've aligned your plan, it's time for the most exciting part. Creating your subscription and starting the migration. In the next step, I'm going to guide you through bringing everything together and take the leap into the cloud. All right, finally, now that your prep work's done, it's time to create that Azure subscription and kick off your migration. If you're starting small, consider testing with a pilot migration before scaling up your entire infrastructure. My recommendation? Start with one of the specific sections of your business, like a single application, department, or even a single set of reports. For example, you could migrate a data pipeline used for financial reporting, or move a non-critical application to test the waters. Taking this in manageable chunks makes the process far less overwhelming, and you'll have the flexibility to manage and scale pricing incrementally as you move each piece over. During this pilot, bring in your team of champions and your business partners from our earlier steps to ensure alignment and collaboration. This is also a great opportunity to explore some Azure native tools and features, helping you see how they fit into your workflows and where you can optimize further. These approaches allow you to fine-tune your process all along the way, test workflows, identify bottlenecks, and help you to address any major issues before they escalate into huge problems. By the time you're ready to scale the rest of your infrastructure, you'll have a proven, reliable process in place that will help to make your migration efforts successful. Once you've completed your pilot migration and worked out the kinks, you're going to be ready to confidently scale up to a full cloud-first infrastructure. But remember, migration isn't just a one-time event. This is the first step in an ongoing journey of optimization, growth, and innovation. If you've followed the steps in this blueprint, you're well on your way to a smooth and successful Azure migration. To make your process even easier, I've put together a free inventory checklist that you could download from my website. Again, the checklist link down in the description. This checklist is going to guide you through step 1 and ensure you don't miss any critical details along the way. Be sure to check out the other links in the description for additional resources. And if you have any questions or want to share your progress, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about your migration journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more practical cloud migration and data engineering tips. Your next big leap starts right now.